Hi! Good morning. No one is squirrely. I'm not on the right page of my notes. You can't prove it. Yeah, there we go. Episode 24. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep. I am the aforementioned Salty.
And I'm Sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. The echo you hear is because Allie doesn't have her input muted. Before we go around and meet everyone and their characters who aren't in any danger at all, we're gonna go through some channel stuff. There's a vibe happening right now. Hi, good morning. Firstly, a ton of thanks to our sponsors, Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. Free, yes. We're part of their Spotlight program, which highlights indie TTRPG creators all across the online sphere. Also, for those of you who like your physical click-clacks and your chunky boys, yes, we are an affiliate with Dice Envy. You can go to their website and use the code SaltySweet, all caps, one word, to get 10% off your order. They have the green dragon dice out right now, and that's my favorite dragon. It's one of my favorite colors. Maybe you should go get it. I mean, it's not for me, so like do whatever you want. But they also look like Mardi Gras dice because I feel like there's a little purple reflex in there. They're very pretty. And there is yet another sponsor. Constantly saving my life. Grinding Coffee Co. It's in my cup. Buying an LGBTQA plus owned company. They make all organic brews. They have a ton of new stuff coming out, and part of their proceeds go to charity. They rock, and I am going to drink all this coffee eventually. Probably during character intros. You'll just see it go straight down the hatch. You can go to the Grinding Coffee Co.'s website and use the code SaltySweetGames, all caps one word, for 13% off your order. And basically all of this goes to help support the channel and the cast. So win-win. Win on top of a win. There are also donation options below if you would like to affect our game with mostly good things. I mean, sometimes eldritch gifts aren't super great, but hey, I don't know. Anyway, all you have to do is click on the dono image down below and it'll take you to our Streamlabs tip jar, or you can use bits and then just let us know in chat whatever you want. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and a no cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters are going to be put through hell and probably mauled by a werewolf today, the players are here to have fun. And they're our priority. Kienna, who are you playing?
I am playing Irene Blackwell. She uses she, her pronouns. I use she, they. And she is the resident forger of the group. Currently, she just kind of along for the ride. She has no real strong motivations here other than just going make sure that Charlotte doesn't die.
Theme among all of you for some reason. Good, great. Let's hop over to Allie.
Hi everybody, it's Allie. I play Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist who never, ever, once in her life has failed to turn on her mute when somebody else was using the microphone in the room. She's just not that kind of person. She is like incredibly detail oriented and always on it, and it's an amazing and beautiful thing. Except when she's around somebody she has a crush on, which she is right now. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't. I have no idea. And I'm a little afraid, frankly.
Cool. Let's go over to Summer.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up, girl? Who you playing?
What's up? Charlie Rapp, who uses he, him pronouns. I use she, her pronouns. And he is a ghost whisperer, you could say. Ghost hunter, ghost adventurer, psychic, likes tarot cards, and is like totally a philanthropist, as apparently he decided that he was.
That's right.
Last time.
Last week. Charles
Last week.
the philanthropist.
That's absolutely correct. That's a new job title of his. So somebody's got to spend daddy's money. It's going to be me.
Moving along to my saving grace. Tommy, hi. Hi, Tommy.
Hello, hi.
Hey.
I'm actually super awake and kind of very high energy this Saturday morning. I don't know why, but I'm here. I'm ready. Yeah, let's do this. As I've been telling Lauren all week, bite me, because I'm fairly certain that the character I play, Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III, is currently in the same room as possibly, most likely, definitely a werewolf. You know, or at least at the very least, if not in the same room, in the same castle, small castle, Lord's mansion, as at least one werewolf. And I'm super excited. I can't wait. This is gonna be great. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this.
Great. I so badly want to tell everyone else who's not all of you exactly what's going on, but another time.
Go ahead, I'll take my headphones out.
No, it's all right. Let's just do a recap. I hate when people make people take their headphones out. All right. While the group packed for their trip to Lesser Edel, Charlie told Ganymede about the vision, the second one he'd had, of her missing parents, this time in the jungle drinking an odd amber liquid. With this in mind, Ganymede asked Beatrix to test out the vials of liquid that Lieutenant Poole had found back in New York in Mukunga Madari's apartment. After a talking to of sorts from Ganymede's grandfather, the group set off to the countryside just for a nice chill country vacay. Charles and Irene checked into the Laughing Horse Inn and chatted with some of the locals about the supposed beast of Lesser Edel that killed 2 of the village 3 months ago. During the full moon, you might say, imply, do whatever you do. They noticed a rather embarrassed local constable and a rather attractive, well-to-do young man listening in. Meanwhile, Ganymede and Zeb trekked up to Plum Castle, the home of the Vane family, where Zeb's sister Annabelle was staying. After some lessons in etiquette, the pair was admitted in and met Lord Arthur Vane, who was none too pleased to see them, but hid it admirably by inviting them to stay for supper. The two revealed Charles had traveled here with them, to Annabelle's ire. For those of you who don't know, Annabelle and Charlie are exes. It's very dramatic. And Annabelle took Ganymede away to find something to wear for the evening, leaving Zeb all alone in a library, which is obviously the safest place to be in Cthulhu. He perused an early 17th century diary belonging to a Vane who told stories about trials of witchcraft and curses, and even older stories about some kind of blasphemous worship. But before he got too far, he spotted a young woman, Eloise Vane, wandering in the garden in the rain. She crawled through the window, and they chatted. She was sweet but skittish and sleep-deprived due to nightmares, and after finding out Zeb planned to head to London soon, she asked if she could go with him. There's nothing weird about that. There's nothing weird going on. But before we find out what Zeb's answer to that is, we should check on the gals. Just some gals being pals upstairs, alone together. What does Ganymede look like? I feel like we haven't done descriptions. I know we have art, but like, how would you describe her?
Ganymede is tall. She's 5'9", probably, and kind of lanky. She carries herself like a sailor, although she knows better, but you can take no, I'm not even going to say all that. She tries, but you can tell, right? She has long, very dark hair that she generally keeps tied up in a messy bun on top of her head. And she is today, she probably has, some sort of tan wool trousers and a big, bulky turtleneck sweater and probably riding boots, I would say. And she's probably had a raincoat on because it's pouring rain. Probably the regular one that she would wear while she's in a storm at sea. So she's very practical in that sense. I think she looks and carries herself very practically.
So Annabelle, very fashionable, blonde, kind of coiled hair pinned back in whatever the latest style is. It's probably, definitely cutting edge for Lesser Edale, which is in the country. And Annabelle's a fashion designer, so she's also wearing whatever is super in. And she brings you to the part of the house that she's been staying in when she's made her visits. She leads you inside and she shuts the door behind you and is just leaning on it, looking at you expectantly.
Anna, I'm so sorry about Charles. I'm so sorry. There's been a lot going on lately. And she kind of stutters her way through an attempt at an apology.
I suppose it's fine. I had just begun to kind of forget. Anyway, we need to find you something, and I need to get changed myself. Supper is a whole thing here. I mean, I assume you know that because you are from here, but it's a thing.
Yes. Especially among the nobility.
So, let's see. And she kind of walks around you. She's very willowy, and she's about, 2 to 3 inches shorter than you. But she's got her finger on her chin, thinking, really closely examining you. She starts to undo your jacket.
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I'm probably dripping everywhere, aren't I?
Yes. Colors, colors, colors. And she also starts to take off the other jacket, which is underneath the rain jacket.
Oh, yes, okay.
Well, I need to see what we're gonna do, because all I have is stuff for me, but I think I have some cuts that will sit nicely on you.
Oh, all right. You know I trust you completely in this regard, Anna.
Perfect. Get undressed. And she strolls over to the closet.
Is there a screen, a dressing screen somewhere in the room that I can get behind?
No.
Ganymede looks around
Unless you want
for one.
there to be.
No, right. It's okay.
There can be.
Yeah. No, it's okay. She looks around for one, and not seeing one, she's lived at sea mostly with men for most of her life. So she just turns her back and begins undressing, pulls her turtleneck sweater off over her head, and her hair kind of falls everywhere. How did you come in contact with the veins, Anna? I'm quite curious.
Oh, they reached out to me. My friend, one of my friends here who I met at some social occasion, his name is Ed. He put me in contact with them, said they were looking for someone to design a dress for Eloise for her 21st birthday. But that kind of came and went, and there was no party, so I assume I'm maybe designing a dress for some other date now.
Well, the nobles can be somewhat erratic at times. I suppose it comes from having the entire world revolving around you for most of your life. It's changing slowly, but well, has it been too terribly uncomfortable for you? I hope not.
Oh no, they're well, I wouldn't say friendly. Larry is friendly, the son. Eloise is sweet, but I rarely see her. She's apparently ill.
And the lady of the house?
Oh, passed away a long time ago.
Ah, I see.
And I wouldn't call the village exactly my kind of scene.
And Ganymede laughs, and kind of authentically, warmly at that. No, I'm sure it is a bit. You find it a bit tame, don't you?
Yes.
Well, when we're in London, perhaps you can come and visit, and I'll show you around a bit. Although I imagine at this point you probably know some of the livelier parts of the city better than I do.
I've certainly been some interesting places. Now, do you want blue or silver? Or blue and silver? Basically, I have something that's blue and silver, and I think it will work.
Well, let's give it a try then. And Ganymede has kind of moved over, so she's standing in front of the fireplace, because having just come in out of all of that rain and now having most of her clothes off, she's very cold. Yes. Let's give it a try.
She comes out with this really lovely blue evening dress. It's definitely longer than you'd see in the States right now. And it's got lines down at kind of the drop waist style, and then about mid-calf, flowy. It's got silver and black beading on it. It's very nice. Would probably be actually long on her for her frame, but will probably do really well for Ganymede.
So Ganymede raises her hands and kind of slides it down over herself and is kind of awkwardly adjusting.
Oh, she starts
get it
adjusting.
To sit in the, yeah.
She starts adjusting.
Yeah. And Ganymede steps over toward there's one of those sort of long full-length mirrors on a a stand by itself off in one corner of the room. And so she steps over in front of that to see how it looks. And oh yes. Oh, I quite like this. This is yours. Your design, I mean.
Mm-hmm. And she starts moving her hands through your hair. Pulls pins out of who knows where and just like...
Yeah. And I think Ganymede finds herself trying to continue the conversation, but can't quite. And she lowers her chin a bit as, even though that makes it harder for her to do what she's doing with her hair, but she's kind of lost for just a moment in this, I think.
Mm-hmm. Shoes! And she runs back to the closet.
Oh, and as she does, I lift my head up and see myself in the mirror again and see what she's done to my hair, and I kind of turn and look at the profile a little bit, and then I look and I'm sort of, there's that moment where I'm looking at myself eye to eye in the mirror, and you can see the blush on my cheeks coming up, and I just hold that for a moment, I think, as I'm not sure that Ganymede has always sort of had a crush on Annabelle, and they've spent time together in years past on some little adventures of their own. But I don't know that Ganymede has quite understood until maybe this moment exactly how she feels about Annabelle.
Make a spot hidden.
Alrighty.
Look at me suspiciously, any of you. Nice.
A success.
So you see a couple of things. Annabelle has obviously found a pair of shoes. You can see this in the mirror that looks back. She's found the pair of shoes. She's pulled out a dress that's probably for her. But she's kind of taken a moment and is leaning back up against the closet walls. And just pulling it together.
Yeah.
And that's it. Sure, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
I quickly sort of look back toward myself and start, again, sort of just primping and so how much longer do you imagine you'll be here in Lesser Edale?
Well, if they would actually let me do a fit-in on the girl, she says as she comes out, I could finish up Toot Sweet. I don't love being out here. Rains all the time. I mean, I know it does in London too, but at least in London there are nightclubs. And she hands over the shoes, and she starts to get undressed and pull this gown on. I'm just having so much fun looking for 20s fashion right now.
Yeah, this is so good.
Yeah,
this.
We love a makeover.
Right?
We do. Oh, that's amazing.
Yes. Yes, angel. Beautiful, beautiful angel.
Yeah. As she pulls it over, I turn over her head and adjust it and kind of pulls it down over herself. I turn to face her and I say, "My Anna, that is stunning. You look like a Grecian goddess."
Oh, well, that's That's not what I was going for. I was feeling more Egyptian, but that works. I mean, goddess works. I like that.
And I think Ganymede blushes just a bit at being, at kind of being bested at her own game, right? She is an archaeologist after all. And
I mean, you're probably right, as opposed to her.
But still, well, I don't even know what to say. Truly, truly beautiful.
As the two of you are there in front of the mirror, her smile drops a little bit as she goes to pin down an errant curl on your head. You stopped ratting.
Yes, well, I'm sorry for that. It's been a strange time, Anna. After Peru, well, nothing's quite seemed right. It seemed like everything changed there, and I'm trying to recall, did we say anything about Jackson Elias's death when we were with her earlier? Zev? We did, right? Yeah. And so with Jackson's murder and there are things about this that I can't explain, and it vexes me so. I think we've stumbled into something that is truly a great danger, not just to ourselves, but to others, to the world, perhaps. I don't know, but well, regardless, I'm sorry.
She definitely arches an eyebrow at the world and moves to get a cigarette and offers you one.
No, thank you.
Well, that at least explains why all of you were together again.
Yes. Your brother has been... Well, he's been marvelous, frankly. He's can more than hold his own these days.
Well, that may be the case, but it's still my baby brother. I'm sure you have his back, though, which makes me feel better. Charles, on the other hand, would probably just... She doesn't finish it. She just smokes.
And Ganymede thinks for a moment of leaping to Charles's defense, but thinks better of it.
Smart.
Not the right time. Well, I've not forgotten how to write, so perhaps when we are off again, I'll continue my correspondence.
Are you planning on leaving suddenly or anything?
Not planning to. I don't know quite how long we'll be in Oxford for a few more days perhaps, and then to London. We have some research to conduct there as well, but I can't say, honestly. We're following the leads as they appear.
You know, there are people whose job it is to do what you're doing.
Are there?
I guess, yeah, like, detectives. Or if you think it's the world, I assume governments.
It's funny you should mention that. When we were boarding the Corinthia to come across from New York, one of the police detectives there who we'd been investigating the case left me with a critical piece of evidence, asked me to take it with me, said it was beyond their ability to comprehend. I suspect perhaps there aren't people other than, well, scientists and journalists and others who, well, perhaps I'm just, my grandfather always said I thought too much of myself, Anna, you know.
Well, that seems like a rude thing to say, but I don't pretend to understand the English. And she reaches out and takes your pinky with hers. Come on. Let's go show you off.
I think that's something that is from our past, from our early friendship. And so I follow obediently.
Back down in the village, where the storm was picking up, we have Charles and Irene, who I think were planning on leaving the Laughing Horse Inn.
Yeah, I think we had said once we finish up our drinks, we're gonna head over to Edith's house, right? Edith something. Hold on, I got it in my notes. Well, actually, no, I don't.
The Osgood farm.
Osgood farm. Okay, Edith Osgood and her kitties, because I am a philanthropist and I want to give them oodles of cash.
Yes.
Yeah. And
expecting nothing in return.
Of course. And before, as we were finishing up drinks, Irene had sketched out the portrait of the strange blonde young man
with the good cheekbones,
with the oddly good cheekbones in this in this place.
Oddly good.
Yeah,
suspiciously good.
Suspiciously good
looking.
I mean, he just stood out.
He stood out.
You know
Definitely
who else
not
has really
a
good?
farmer.
Do you know who else has good cheekbones?
Charlie.
No, werewolves.
Oh my god. Okay, so the Osgood farm, or rather where the Osgoods live, is just directly across the street, which is where the bartender pointed you.
Yeah. Also, does Irene show Charlie the sketch of what's his head?
Yeah, definitely kind of like hey, this was someone that I noticed.
Yeah.
In here.
Okay, cool. I think then Charlie definitely would have said that it looked just like the guy from the picture with Annabelle in it. I don't know that Charlie remembered his name exactly, but he would know that they're staying together. What's his name? What's his head?
Lawrence Vane.
Lawrence.
And I'll show you a picture of him. And
yeah, we want to see it.
I really feel like
I want to see those strangely good, oddly good cheekbones.
Ridiculous.
You know what? I don't hate this.
I don't hate this.
I'm kind of here for this, actually. We're going to take two. Him and his sister can come. Great. I love him. Okay.
Yeah, let me get him off the screen so you're not distracted.
No. Oh, I have him pulled up on my screen.
It's off my screen.
Well, I can see him perfectly clear. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's go. Yeah, I think Charlie would just be like, yeah, I recognize him from the picture with Annabelle.
Oh.
The one of the Vane kids, I think.
You mean one of the ones up there and kind of points in the direction of the castle?
I would assume so. Unless he's married or living somewhere else.
Huh. Interesting.
Was he like suspicious?
No, just, stood out.
Just handsome.
Irene just kind of looks at him and stood out from everybody else here. Clearly not, one of the farmers. And if he is of the nobility, maybe a little weird that he's down here, but who knows? I don't understand.
Well, I would imagine that even the nobility need to get out every now and then, have a drink unbothered by whatever responsibilities they have.
Suppose that's fair.
And when Ganymede and Zeb get back, we can see if they met him.
Right, so gonna go talk to that family then.
Yeah, to the Osborne's Osgood, not Osborne, Osgood house.
Yes.
So we'll get our coats and we'll sprint over there because it is raining cats and dogs.
And this is where I inform you that I misspoke, and the Osgood farm is actually about half a mile to the west.
Ma'am.
That's fine.
So you have a nice walk. We'll say the storm calms down to a drizzle.
Okay,
as
thank
it's
God.
approaching sunset.
Yeah, we're gonna get our butts over there.
Great.
Knock knock. I know your husband's dead. I want to come in and give you
I
money.
know your husband is dead. I want to give you money.
And
Wow.
maybe talk to him.
You
Maybe
don't
chat.
say. Do you say anything to each other while you're walking in the rain, or is it just like quiet?
I profess my love.
Okay,
No,
all right. we're redlining over to the Osgood farm. You see outside what appears to be Edith Osgood, obviously having finished the day's work, is pulling maybe something that was left out to dry and obviously has gotten soaked while she's been away.
Mhm.
There are two children, both girls, clinging to her skirts, kind of trying to help. They look about 6 or so.
Yeah. Are they twins?
Sure.
I love twins. Okay. Yeah. So I think Charlie, as they're kind of like coming in, would just call out and say, Miss Osgood?
Who's asking?
My name is Charlie Rapp. I was hoping that we could talk to you for a minute.
What in particular is this regarding?
Your late husband.
I need you to make either a charm or persuade.
I'll do charm because I get natural redos on those. Charm, I'm so charming. It's... I did great.
I'm so sorry. Charming Charlie.
Charming Charlie. I'm so charmed. And then I wink.
I don't want to talk to no strangers.
I was actually hoping that we wouldn't have to be strangers.
Girls, run along inside. Listen, Mr. Rapp. She's not coming closer to kind of the edge of the fence.
Sure.
The girls run inside reluctantly, but you see them one of them
Peeking.
peek open the window.
Yeah.
And the other one's eyes are just coming up over the sill. Listen, Mr. Rapp, all that's been dealt with already, so I don't have anything to say to some American stranger who just walks onto my farm.
I completely understand. And if you prefer not to talk about what happened, I won't pry. I was also hoping that, well, maybe I could be of some help to you and your family. Financially, I mean.
She narrows her eyes, highly suspiciously, and looks over at Irene. And who are you?
Traveling companion. You can call me Irene if you'd like to.
Let me give you money. I want to give you
Let
money.
me give you money.
Listen, we are staying in town probably the night. If you change your mind and you decide you want to talk, give us a shout.
She nods, and starts to go inside, and then turns over her shoulder and calls back. I wouldn't, go out at night around here, advertising your presence.
Noted.
And she walks inside and shuts the door.
She goes inside, but Charlie is going to stay outside the gate.
My God.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna connect. George, are you there?
Oh my goodness.
George?
Okay, make a medium roll. Make a medium roll.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Just yell into the void.
George, are you there? Okay.
Nice.
Success. If I didn't get a success, I'd be freaking peeved.
Yeah.
I would use every advantage in the world. Okay.
There's nothing here, but you start to follow your gut toward a barn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I imagine Irene, I mean, you've seen Charlie do this. It's nothing new, but he just starts casually strolling towards the barn.
Yep.
He just stands there facing the house for like a solid 15 seconds and then just turns and starts walking towards the barn.
Yeah. How obvious? Like, if you're inside the house, is it super obvious that we're walking towards the barn? If someone was looking out the window per se.
Definitely think you're walking more toward the moorlands.
Okay, that's fine. Irene just doesn't want to broadcast. Hey, you turn this down, and now we're gonna creep around. So,
Charlie doesn't care. I don't care what vibes I'm giving off. I want to give you money. Let me give you money.
Yeah, so Irene will quickly follow.
And I want to talk to your husband. Maybe he'll tell you to let me give you money. Okay, so I'm going towards the barn.
Great.
If I get any bad vibes around there.
Yeah.
Like death vibes.
So I think right in front of the barn there's a stain in the ground. Like blood, probably. I mean, you know what you're looking for, has seeped into the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Irene, you see this too. I mean, you have a very good eye for detail. But Charlie, as you look around, it's night. You see lights from the farmhouse. And you hear rummaging or heavy breathing from somewhere inside the barn, which is dark. And then you start to hear footsteps coming down the path from the house. You see a man, early 60s, late 50s, strong in dressing, like a night dressing robe for the evening. It's obviously very late. He's carrying a shotgun with him. And he moves through Irene, who you can still see next to you. But he moves through her and into the barn. He's calling out, but his voice is very distorted in this vision. You see him go in, and you hear a shotgun fire. You see, just in the light that comes from the blast, some tall figure looming over George Osgood. And then you start to hear the sounds of a man being torn to shreds. And Irene, at this point, you start to see Charlie convulse a bit, which I don't know that you've seen happen to him before. I don't know that it has happened before.
Yeah. Considering the last time Charlie started physically reacting to something like this was a bad time, I think she's immediately like by his side, probably wrapping one arm around his back, almost in like a supportive way, but also to like hold him in place almost.
Was this like creature on two legs, like standing up like a person?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, does he snap out of it at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he kind of just, it takes him a second to get his bearings. And then he kind of shakes his head a little bit, and I think has a bit of a headache. And just stretches a little bit and says, I wasn't a dog.
Oh, all right. Are you feeling all right?
I'm okay.
You will have a physical reaction again.
Yeah, it was pretty intense.
So it wasn't a dog.
It was standing. It was a monster. I think we should talk to the sheriff.
I mean, sure. Not exactly sure if he'd be willing to admit that he was wrong in his judgments.
He says that he shot something. I want to know if he's seen it. Or if he really did just shoot a dog. Because something about all that was strange.
You're not wrong.
We should get back.
Right. Okay.
We definitely don't want to be out here with whatever that thing was.
You shouldn't be out at night, apparently, which is always a reassuring thing to hear.
Until we get some more information about that thing, I think better safe than sorry.
Oh, so.
So you start to walk back toward the village.
Yeah.
Zeb? You are in the library with Eloise Vane kind of crouched in front of you, like around the side of the couch arm.
The steps had walked away, right? From last time.
Yes.
That was because she had said okay. I think you can come out now, miss. Footsteps have moved away.
She laughs a little and stands up. They just worry.
Is this a bad place for you to be, miss?
I mean, I think my family's just looking out for me. But it does get awfully boring, seeing only them.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that. I mean, I spend weeks at home and being back in a house with, what is it, about anywhere from 5 to 7 other people who I see regularly who are all very involved in my life or like to be very involved in my life. I can see that. I mean, I just, I need to go out and see other people. I can feel that. I mean, I can try and help. I mean, I would need to. I'll help you, but I need to talk to my friend and my sister. I wouldn't want to leave my sister in a bad spot. Should you,
Could we go tonight?
I mean, we can certainly try, I suppose. I mean, it's a little rude, but I mean, we can try. I mean, I haven't had to really sneak anyone out of there since me and Frankie were sneaking out of our house to go find some hooch. Yes, we can. So, I mean, your father has invited us to dinner. I suppose we'd be wanting to go after that. I mean, we wouldn't want your not being here to be noticed too soon. You know, kind of in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep.
After supper, I've been climbing down the trellis under my window during the day, so I'm sure it will be an even better route to go at night. It just drops down into the garden where you saw me.
All right. Okay, so boy, I mean, it's really been a minute since I had to do something like this. So, how confident are you in being able to get at least out of the house? At night.
I think I could do it. I think as long as I don't fall asleep.
Is that a concern? I mean, I know that you're having trouble sleeping, and
I get very tired in the late afternoons, and sometimes I just sleep straight through supper and.
So, all right. Would you like me to come and check on you at night to make sure you're not? I mean, I suppose.
I think I can manage to get down into the garden, so perhaps after supper you can just meet me out there.
All right then.
I'll do my
Ms.
best
Wayne.
to be prepared.
Yeah. If you're planning on spending a couple days, I would recommend packing fairly light, but make sure you bring what you need for a short trip at the very least. Bring a good pair of walking shoes. I strongly recommend that.
All
None
right.
of them fancy things that my sister likes having people wear.
All right. I should return before I'm missed.
Yeah, that would probably be wise. And if I see you at dinner, should I pretend that we haven't met? Or...
Yes.
All right. Of course. All right. Well then, until later, Miss Vane.
She smiles at you. Her eyes dart to the door again as footsteps move past it, and she is very quickly out of the window back into the garden. What do you do?
Oh, Zeb just at this moment realizes kind of what he's promised to do, and he's just like, well, shit. All right, Zeb is gonna go and see if he can find someone that can tell him where his sister's staying so that he can have a little chat.
Oh, sure.
He's got to put the book back. And I think this is a nice library, right? Like this is kind of like a nice little sitting room library.
Yeah.
All right. Before Zeb heads out, Zeb would like to take a nice picture of it with his little pocket Kodak.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Is just for memory's sake, or are you trying to...
Just for memory's sake at the moment.
Okay.
He thinks he's in England where you've got all these really cool, mid-century, like mid-centuries sort of houses and all that. It's a good place for photos.
And ghosts.
And ghosts and werewolves, apparently.
Yep.
And Zeb is going to go see if he can find someone that can tell him where his sisters currently live.
I think as you walk out and you find the butler, Roger, I think Annabelle and Ganymede are coming down the stairs. Just looking so good.
Ganymede, Anna, you're both looking, well.
That is all you have to say? Look at this woman.
You look very nice, Ganymede.
You are a writer, after all, Zebulon.
Yes.
Adjectives, my man. Adjectives.
I'm well aware of the use of adjectives. But
perhaps Anna is just stunned beyond his ability to describe.
Yes, that is exactly it, Ganymede. That is exactly it.
It better
Can
be.
I talk to you two in here real quick?
Yes, excuse us, Roger. We will be right with you. We're just going to have a little family meeting. And she starts walking toward the library.
Does she still look like miffed at
Yes, generally
Yes,
Annabelle looks miffed
generally.
at Zebulon.
As soon as they're inside the library, Zeb's gonna close the door, and sort of gather everyone in I don't know, wherever the sitting area is. Once again, I would like to apologize at the sort of the little bit of a surprise, unpleasant surprise that may have been brought to you here. As I said,
I don't consider you an unpleasant surprise, Zebulon.
All right, I mean, that's fine. We're gonna go that way, Anna. Sounds good. Anyways, to get down, and he sort of leans in real close to sort of be able to whisper. Now, I just met a lovely young lady by the name of Eloise Vane. Found her climbing down out in the garden. Apparently, I haven't climbed down the trellis. And
Annabelle blinks a few times. You met Eloise?
Yes, I did meet Eloise. Have you not met Eloise?
I briefly met with her the first time I came out.
Yeah, we had a little conversation. And well, she wants to do a bit of a runner. Wants to apparently she doesn't get out of this house very much, and she wants to go see London, apparently.
What would there be to prevent her from doing that?
I mean, I suspect just not having apparently ever left before.
Never? And I look to Anna as well. Never?
Well, I haven't seen her since that first meeting. I mean, that's why I keep coming back to try and get to work. But no, not since that first time. It was that first time I came out is when that person came by and photographed everyone. I guess she hasn't really been out since, but she's kind of a frail thing from what I've heard.
I mean, I wouldn't call her frail. I mean, she did manage to climb down. And he sort of like peeks out. Can you see the trellis from here?
It's like right around the corner, but yeah.
Corner, okay. But I mean, I imagine these are like, I imagine it's a good climb, like, you know. She did manage to make it down, climb down a trellis, and apparently has been doing that when she can. So I mean, just seems like she has a sleeping problem. Anyways, I may have promised to help her.
Annabelle's eyes get really big. Ganymede, make a listen check. Okay.
Ooh, big fail.
Sure you don't want to use any rerolls there?
It's fine.
No, I don't.
I would like to note that this is a stage whisper. At the moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not that it matters if they're a werewolf. They probably have super good hearing. Fuck.
I'm gonna take a shot every time someone says werewolf.
Ganymede's eyes got really big with that too. That it would be, you know. Do you know the girl's father's opinion on the matter, Zeb?
I'm going to assume that he is very much against it, given the given the amount of hospitality that man seemed to not show earlier. You have a very strange sense of hospitality out here, Ganymede. It's very different from what I'm used to. I think Anna would agree with that.
She makes no move to agree with you on anything.
Alright, look, I felt bad for her.
So you just decided to assist her in running away from home?
Does that really surprise? I mean, you know, I do not want to hear that from you, Anna. The amount of secrets I've kept from mom and dad, mom and pa, for you.
Nicely done.
And you're keeping as many secrets of mine and Frankie's. We're all in this together, Anna.
Yes, but this has nothing to do with us. This is a private family matter.
I mean, do you want her to do it do you want her to do it by herself?
What do you think you are? You think you're some, like, knight from a fairy tale, Zebulon? And you're just gonna carry off the princess from this castle? And then do what with her?
Alright, I mean, I'm just gonna let that one slide. I mean, no, I'm not. Yeah, sorry. Look. You know I'm a very Anna, you know I'm a very down to earth. Look.
Down to earth? Were you about to say down to earth? You go off with Ganymede on these adventures and now you're trying to figure out some worldwide conspiracy or something?
Alright, I mean, look, here,
Anna.
Look, Anna. It's nothing like that. It's just like any time we needed to cover for Pearl. That's right. I went there.
Pearl could take care of herself.
Then it's even more necessary that someone helps her. It doesn't have to be me. It could be Ganymede. Ganymede's far more capable than I am. At everything, apparently.
Well, I will not argue that, Zebulon.
It's only because I have better dice rolls than you, Zebulon.
My cosmic RNG is far better than yours.
You hear a knock at the door. Come in! And Roger enters. Dinner is served. supper. Damn it. I knew I would mess it up.
Supper.
Supper.
Oh, well, yes. Thank you kindly, Roger, for letting us know.
Perhaps we can continue. Perhaps we can continue this conversation after supper.
Perhaps we can. I mean, I'd love to catch up with my dear sister whenever I can.
And me, with my only brother. Yeah, Anna leads the way.
Yeah. And Zeb will follow.
Yeah, we're going to dinner.
Great. So you're kind of led around in what you think is probably not the like usual direct way, to a rather large dining room. Let's see.
As we are, Ganymede will be looking at the paintings particularly to see, I think, if there's anything interesting about this family that she can divine from them.
By looking at pictures?
All of the different paintings that they have. I'm assuming there are probably family members and so forth who've had their portraits painted, and trying to connect this family to see how this family connects into the nobility and all of that, with which I think she'd be kind of familiar.
I mean, it's an old family. I think we talked a bit about this last time, but some of the portraits are extremely old. It looks like I mean, the castle itself is medieval, right? So that's about all you can pick up from that. Obviously, it's in a bit of a state of disrepair. As you are led through, yeah, that's probably the way you would go. Through a study to the dining room. Again, very long table. Lord Arthur Vane is already seated, as is another person, and they both stand up as you all enter. Eloise is not here. And Lord Arthur gestures to the young man with oddly good cheekbones. Says, "This is my son, Lawrence Vane." And you are all seated. I want to hop back to the village. So I know you talked about wanting to
talk to Harold.
Constable Tumwell?
Oh, is that, who's Harold Short? Who is that?
I would have to look back in my notes.
Why did I write that down? I couldn't remember
that might
who
be
was
the barkeep.
constable. The barkeep. Bar guy. Okay. Okay. And Tumwell,
Actually,
right?
no. Bill Tatlock is the owner.
Who's Harold Short?
Oh, the guy, the third person who was attacked who survived but doesn't live here anymore.
I was just looking for a name that had because I just wrote down the name Harold Short and gave it no context whatsoever in my notes.
Nice.
Yeah, so Constable Tumwell. What's his first name?
You think I would have it?
Didn't you just say it like 2 seconds ago?
Nope.
Lawrence?
No,
it's not right. That's a different guy.
Vane kid.
That's Larry. That's Larry Vane.
That's Larry Vane.
Larry Vane.
Okay.
Larry Vane.
I'm gonna call you Larry. What's his first name?
You look like a Larry.
I'm considering not telling you now.
Oh my god, I need to know.
Hold on.
For my notes. Maybe I did write it down. Go
I
back
don't
and
think
look.
I ever gave it to you. So we will find it, and I will tell you when it is relevant. Are you going there? There's also the relatives of the second victim, Lydia Parkins.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think the bartender mentioned that.
Yeah, you did. I wrote down that name as well.
Okay, cool.
Is she on the way back towards the inn? The Laughing Horse.
The relative is the
Yeah, that.
her father.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll run into
John.
You'll run into Tumwell's house first.
Okay, we'll go there first.
Okay.
Because we're gonna make our way back towards the inn.
Gotcha. Perfect.
For sure. So
Hubert.
okay.
Hubert Tumwell.
Hubert. Yeah. Okay, cool. We're gonna knock, unless he's outside doing something.
I like the idea that he's outside in his gardening outfit. Just like
it's near sunset and he's just out here gardening.
Yes. He does. I mean,
In the rain.
It has slowed to a drizzle. If you calm down.
Which, if you don't work during a drizzle, it will never work.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so do, here we are. And then Charlie is just like, Constable Tumwell?
He looks up like a little startled. Oh, yep. That's me.
Great. I don't know if you remember, we didn't really properly meet. My name's Charlie Rapp. I saw you back at the Laughing Horse.
Oh, yes. Saw you there visiting our fine village.
Yeah, we are. We're probably only in town for the night. It's getting later and our friends haven't returned, but lovely so far.
Good. Glad you're enjoying it, and wish you well this evening. He kind of starts to gather up his stuff. He drops everything, has to gather it up again.
Actually, I was hoping that we maybe could come inside and talk to you for a bit.
Oh,
just a minute.
I've got the kettle on, so hi.
So
Irene would have been helping him with his job stuff.
Oh,
too.
okay, nice.
I promise we won't stay long. I just wanted to get your opinion on something.
All right, sure. Come in. He waddles over.
I waddle in too. I'll follow him inside.
Great. It's interesting, like the house is kind of split in half between a living area and a work area. It appears that him being the only police officer in town, his house basically serves as the police station. And of note, there's a telephone here. You haven't seen a telephone anywhere else, including up at the castle. Right, and he goes over, you see, there is a kettle on.
Yeah.
He goes over and starts to pour everybody tea.
Yeah, Charlie will thank him, take the tea. So, obviously we've heard the town gossip since we've been here.
Yeah, well, small village.
Word gets around quick, I'm assuming. I just wanted to get your opinion on this whole attack dog.
Yes, of course. Well,
You think it's a wolf?
Three people were attacked, as I'm sure you've gotten. I tracked down the beastie that did it. It was a hound, just a wild hound, wandered in from the moors. I gave it a good shot, and it just kind of wandered off to die in the hills. Been no trouble since I shot the blighter. Thank God. No more attacks, so it's all wrapped up.
How did you manage to...
Wrapped up.
That's funny. How did you manage to track it?
Oh, I,
Do you have much background in tracking?
Someone in town helped me. My friend, Ernest Wallop, he's a expert tracker, and we found the dog.
So you both saw it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My friend, Miss Blackwell, actually is a very gifted artist. For our notes, would you mind describing it? She, I'm sure, would be happy to give a rendition. Also might be useful to you. You could distribute it and warn people if it is still out there.
Oh, well, it's not. Like I said, there have been no more attacks, so it's
Well,
gone.
of course, but better safe than sorry. If it is still out there,
Well,
it clearly has a taste for blood.
It's not still out there. It's dead. And he goes on to describe a dog, a large dog,
Yeah.
but a dog. The police examiner from Edale confirmed with the bodies it was obviously a wild animal attack. So
Absolutely. I'm not saying it wasn't. Did it try and attack you?
No, it was just fortunately we were able to find it and shoot it, and now it's all dealt with and life can move on.
Did you track it at night or during the day?
It was during the day.
But all the attacks were at night, correct?
Well, yes.
Huh. Well, lucky that you managed to track it down.
Yes.
And you were the one that shot it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, good on you.
He smiles and sips his tea.
Can we roll?
Sure, if you want to make a psychology check. Go ahead.
I will, and I'll use advantage. Wait, do I even have any of those?
I don't
do.
know.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I do it? Hard success. Ooh.
Nice. So,
What do I glean from this man?
he's not lying to you. He's just filled with doubts and embarrassment about the whole thing. What he's describing definitely doesn't match up with what you saw.
Oh, for sure.
And I think what you heard back in the Laughing Horse Inn about still, people still hearing howls at night.
Yeah.
He's a man full of doubt, and a bit of shame that like the big boys from Edale proper had to like come down and help with this.
Do I really think that they tracked a dog and shot it?
Yeah, he's not lying about that.
Cool. Well, thank you for the tea and for your time.
He stands up. Well, perhaps I'll see you again before you head off.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have interest as an artist, miss, I do know that the Reverend saw the beast as well.
Oh, that would be very useful. Thank you.
He smiles and nods and shows you out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as soon as the door is like shut and we're starting to head further back into town, Charlie's just gonna look at Irene and say, I don't think he saw it. I don't think they even came close.
No, they're coming up with the most logical answer that they know of.
Even he has doubts about it, though. It was written all over his face. He hopes that he shot it and that it's dead, but he doesn't know.
The town doesn't quite believe it from what it sounds like, considering they hear howling still.
And they still won't go out at night.
So I guess you could try your luck with the other family that was affected by this. So, you'll have to turn up the charm a little more.
I'm doing my best.
After that, we speak to the Reverend, who apparently saw it. There might have been a dog, or it might have been what you saw.
I would guess that if Tumwell thinks that the Reverend saw the same thing he did, there'd be no point, but it can't hurt to follow up and really see. Who knows?
Might as well take a look.
While we're here. And out.
Yeah, so where do you head?
I guess it would be... I would probably want to go to Lydia's father's house first, John.
Yeah.
What's their last name?
Parkins.
Parkins. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does John live by himself?
He does.
Okay.
I think he's actually out front. When you find
Just
him.
making our rounds.
Yeah, he's out front on a stool that he's put kind of in the front area, drinking from a flask.
Does he seem drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tracks.
And he's got
Charlie.
I think he's got a shotgun like over his knee too.
Cool. Love that. Love that. Are you John Parkins?
Yeah.
How do you do?
How do you do?
We were hoping you wouldn't mind talking to us for a minute.
All right.
You know, we were sorry to hear about your daughter.
He wipes at his nose. Yeah. Lydia was a good girl. Got involved with the wrong kind of people.
Did that have something to do with what happened?
He kind of sucks at his teeth a bit and I think so. Constable doesn't though.
Oh, who were these people?
And he kind of points, he takes his shotgun and like points it. It like swings by you and then kind of up the road toward Castle
castle?
Plum.
Oh, she was friends with the Vanes.
She was friends with Lawrence. They were, guess you could say, he was courting her, much to his father's disapproval.
Were they together the night that she died?
Neighbor told me that, he saw Lawrence running around the night she died, yeah. That he looked upset.
I can imagine.
And I told the constable. He said he questioned him. But I didn't believe he had anything to do with it. That's why we need the Labour Party. They're just, people always protecting those, hoity-toity types from Scandal. You know, the ruling class, right?
Well, I trust that your intuition can't be completely off base. I mean, she was your daughter. We actually just came from talking with the constable about this. He says that the dog that did it is dead.
John lets out a big, very unpleasant laugh at that. We all still hear noises. The noises we heard the night Lydia died.
What kind of noises?
Howls like an animal. Sometimes. I don't know, sometimes they sound like a person. Sometimes they sound like some kind of beast wailing.
A person? How so? Like walking?
No, it's like screaming.
And just noises. Nothing else? You certainly seem prepared. Looks down to the gun across his lap.
Yeah, I'm prepared all right.
Are you waiting for it?
Might say that, I guess. Takes a swig from his flask.
Well, we won't bother you. Thank you for speaking with us openly. You're the first.
He nods. And returns to his drink and his watching.
Yeah, I think Charlie gives Irene a look like, let's move along from this poor man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's easy enough to tell that he's been a bit unhinged by his daughter's death.
Easily. Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
But now we know that Lawrence with the good cheekbones is involved.
We're going to latch onto that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Yep. Yeah, I think as we're like kind of heading back, I think probably headed towards the inn before we go talk to the Reverend. I don't, because I think that Charlie also would. He's thinking that we probably wouldn't have missed seeing Ganymede and Zeb if they had come back, but he wants to double check anyway just to make sure that they're not back at the inn.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have to stay the night. We have to keep our ears out. I want to hear it. But yeah, I think as we're kind of on our way back to the inn, Charlie will just say, well, hopefully the others did meet this Lawrence.
Well, hopefully, and hopefully got some read on him. It is getting fairly late, though. I don't think we should, if we're
Stay
to
out.
heed the warnings.
Yeah, I agree. I think we should get back. We'll wait for the others and we can catch them up on everything we heard. I'm sure they're having a much more pleasant time.
At least out of the rain.
That's true. Yeah, we should get dried off. Yeah, we'll head back to go change and probably have some supper ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Back up at the castle. Dinner is supper. Supper is polite. Eloise never comes down. I feel like Annabelle leads most of the conversation, and Lawrence at least participates. Lord Arthur barely does at all. And I think as things start to wrap up, we can jump in there.
I'm sure there was a lot of like checking in between Zeb and Anna in that very sort of like sibling way where you're definitely like one of you is definitely miffed at the other and the other's just trying to like get them to like trying to like yes, we're doing fine, yeah. I mean, I think Zeb will sort of like, as it sort of ended, once again, I'd love to thank you for your hospitality, Mr. Vane. The dinner was quite good.
Lord Vane.
You did it for
sorry.
him.
Lord Vane. My apologies. This is my first time in England, and but yes, it was I'm just gonna leave it off there.
Yes, I think this might even be Zebulon's first time in a castle, Lord Arthur. So it's all a bit overwhelming for the boy. Blink, blink.
I mean, certainly. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've been in, sort of ancient ruins before. So that some of them on a pretty big scale. There's a decent sized like pyramid, right? The sort of like the middle, the South American pyramid style. Yeah, and that was pretty decently big, right? Definitely bigger than this.
Yes.
Yeah. I've spent some time in some ancient ruins, and I mean, it's been a little while since we've caught up, but
yeah, Lord Arthur is chewing. Larry, Lawrence pipes up. Ruins, ancient ruins, that sounds very interesting. Wouldn't you say, Father? Lord Arthur makes some non-committal sound while he's eating.
It was very interesting. Wish it had been under better circumstances, but it was something. I mean, when you're out there and like, I mean, this is the first time I had left the country, myself, and I was quite a bit younger, and getting to see something so different, very strange. It's really quite something. It is nice to be in a not ruined place, though. This is a very, very lovely castle.
Awkward silence hangs in the air.
Yeah. Well then, I'm guessing everything's done at this point, right? Are we done eating at this point? Or?
Yeah, I think everything's wrapping up.
Alright, and I'm definitely getting the sense that Lord Arthur would like us gone sooner rather than later. I guess. Yeah. Well then, I think we should probably be heading back, letting our associates know. Catching up with our associates. I mean, it was good to see you, Anna. If just want to say bye at the door as we're heading out.
Sure, I could maybe be convinced to pop down to the Laughing Horse with y'all.
That would be lovely.
Zeb's just like looking at her with the "Are you sure?" eyes.
Roll a spot hidden check.
Do I want to use an advantage for this against?
I don't know.
Nope, never mind. We're good.
Nice.
Hard success on absolutely probably not the most useful roll.
Annabelle looks a little out of it. Like a little woozy.
Maybe maybe we can catch up over a drink. It's been a while.
And the three of you can walk to the door. Lawrence goes around and shakes everyone's hand. Very friendly bloke. And you all head to the door. As you reach it, Anna says, maybe not. It is a bit of a walk, and I am surprisingly tired.
You're looking a little peaky there.
Yeah, maybe
Anna,
maybe something didn't sit right with me at dinner.
Well, we wouldn't want to take you away then. Perhaps you could drop by tomorrow. We'll be, I suspect, in town for part of the day tomorrow.
I'd be mighty. I mean, I'm can't say that I'm not concerned, Anna. We just show up. I mean, I would feel, just a bit more comfortable. I don't know if there's a way. And he looks over at Ganymede and just.
Well,
if there's any chance that perhaps Ganymede could look after you for the night and just make me a lot more comfortable.
I am perfectly capable. I have been staying here on and off for the past several weeks.
I'm just concerned, Anna.
What?
And I think it'd be good for you to have a friend.
You're not really gonna spirit that girl away, are you?
Look, I mean, he leans in. Look, it's up to her. She comes down and she's out in that garden. I'm gonna help her if that's what she wants.
You're ridiculous. Tell him he's ridiculous, Ganny.
Well, it does seem a bit ridiculous, Zebulon.
Zeb just kind of grins at that. Ganymede, all we've been through together, I would say this is hardly on the ridiculous side of things.
Yes, but we've never tangled with the English nobility before, Zeb.
I'm not going to count my chickens before they hatch, but we've tangled with death cults. We've tangled with men with big swords coming at us and strange things. Ganymede. I'm not quite that afraid of a man with what I would call bad manners.
Well, I suppose you're just gonna do it what you want, and I am too tired to argue with you, and this job appears to be really going nowhere, so I will say goodnight, and your choices are your own, young man.
Are you sure you wouldn't like Ganymede to stay and, you know, you can have a girls' night or whatever it is?
I mean, I'm always glad for Ganymede's company, but I don't think I have the authority to just invite you to stay.
It would be rather untoward, I think.
That's fair.
So I will say goodnight.
All right. Hopefully I'll get to see you. Oh, what was that, Ganymede?
It was lovely to see you, Anna. I'll return the dress in the morning then.
Keep it. And she hugs you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. It looks better on you anyway.
Thank you.
And she's inside. I think Roger at some point probably delivered your other clothes, like wrapped or in a bag.
Alright, you rest up, sis. Rest up, sis.
And she's away up the stairs. Are you going to the garden?
Yeah, we're gonna make to look like Zeb is gonna have us walk away a little bit to make till we're like able to dip out, and as soon as we're able to dip out, he looks over at Ganymede. Well, I'm gonna see this through. You think any chance that you could perhaps go and stealthily go and check out on my sister? I'm a mite concerned.
So she didn't seem well just now, did she?
No, she did not. She did not seem very well, and I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. And he sort of like motions towards the castle.
Do I think that I could see? Was it an outer room? Is there a way that I could see in the window from?
Sure. I mean, it's up a story.
Yeah. But I could at least see lights and all of that.
Yeah.
All right. I can't believe I'm about to do this in heeled shoes and this.
You do have your other
dress.
Clothes.
No, you
I do, but I'm not going
to have to do it as you are dressed.
I'm not going to change right here in the front garden.
Well, like Zeb's definitely made to like move away so that because is this a gated castle or is it just kind of a castle on a?
It's not gated.
Yeah. So moved away a little bit so that we're not so obviously not having left from if someone's watching from the windows.
Yeah.
Zeb's picked up a few things at this point about moving about, and Zeb's like, I mean, so then I guess we're gonna do this then.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're kind of headed in opposite directions. Both of you need to make stealth checks.
Son of a bitch. I mean, I'm definitely using advantage here.
I am too.
Cool.
Get away! Get away!
Okay.
Please let her failure be my success. Yes! Extreme success! You're the distraction!
I think it was your own failure that was your success. Okay.
Look at those rolls, though. That's a critical failure into an extreme success.
I know.
There are two sides of the die for me.
Just the two. All right. I think, Ganymede, what was your plan to actually climb?
No, I was just going to go around to the side of the house so I could see.
Yeah. All right.
Lights in the window and all of that.
So Zeb, I'll start over there. As you move very quietly back toward the gardens. You reach exactly where she told you to wait. Her room is dark when you look up. And, you know, you see a bit of movement, like you see the butler moving around inside, but he doesn't notice you at all. And you wait. And you wait. And you wait. And you wait. Ganymede. As you are circling that side of the house, as the sun has completely set at this point, you see the shadow of Annabelle obviously moving in her room. Light turns off. All pretty normal. But you don't manage to see until he is very close to you, Lawrence, with a cap and a coat, who just runs smack into you. Oh! Hello.
Oh, Lawrence, I'm so sorry. I'm afraid I've gotten a bit lost. I dropped something when we were out earlier, and was looking for it here. I'm so terribly sorry. This must seem very strange. I'm just going to be heading back to the inn. Yes.
So make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I was just like, do we have a deception check
That's
in this
what
game?
persuasion is. I mean, I would take fast talk.
I'm gonna use my advantage there too, and nada.
He looks at you. I know you're friends with, Miss Montgomery, but I've always heard that sailors have a very good sense of direction, and so, if it's been impeded, I could escort you myself back to the village. I was headed that way anyway.
Oh, you were. Yes, that would be most kind of you.
Where's Mr. Montgomery?
I don't know. He headed back, I think.
And left you alone?
I assure you I'm quite capable of taking care of myself, Lawrence.
I think perhaps you want to be telling me the truth now. And I want you to make a listen check.
No. I'll use the advantage here too. Yes, finally a success.
As he's talking, you can't... No, I guess you could with that roll. You start to hear the sounds of howling coming from perhaps somewhere on the grounds, but it's very difficult. And even stranger, you start to hear howls from somewhere else, like toward the moors. Not just one, but many. And I think that's where we'll end today's session.
Great.
Oh.
Yay!
Oh my.
Yay! We did it! Huzzah!
Splitting the party more.
Splitting the party more and more. Okay, let's go around and talk to everybody. See how you feel. How you feeling with that? That great stealth success, Tommy?
I mean, I'm feeling great.
Good.
For once. I actually managed to get a success somewhere that wasn't outdone by someone else a moment later. Story of my life here. When I do succeed, someone else does it better here. Yes. Oh man. Howling. This is all concern, Lauren. Concern. This is concern. About Zeb's sister here. Concerned about Miss Eloise Vane. Zeb is going up that trellis if she doesn't come down.
Okay.
Just to check. And yeah. I am Tommy at Imperative Penguin on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and video editing stuff across the interwebs, like the intro to this show. Other than here on Saturdays, you can find me over on Encounter Roleplay on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Not my time zone. 6 p.m. Eastern, where I run Eclipse, an Irvin Shadows campaign set in LA, where they're trying to make a movie despite everyone seeming to have goals, all the factions having goals for this movie, whether it's success or failure. But yeah, check that out. That's on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern. Other than that, follow me on Twitter. You can find out when and where I will be.
Awesome. Summer. Hi, Summer. I'm sorry you didn't get to throw your money at anyone.
What the hell? I didn't get to spend a single penny. Yeah, no, that's okay, because we did a lot of snooping. We were like investigative journalism, but with none of the skills. Yeah, no, it was really fun. I can't wait for next time. I don't know what is gonna fucking happen. But yeah, I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at Just a Summer Job. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything that I'm doing on the internet. You can find me here every Saturday, and you can find me on Off the Table. Slowly we are coming back into our full schedule. This Wednesday is our premiere of Glitter Hearts, which is magical girls. I am playing a magical girl themed after a Catholic saint, Saint Agatha, and it is very interesting and fun. She's a party girl now. Okay, don't at me. Yes, go follow me on Twitter. This is fun.
Awesome. And Allie.
Oh, Zeb, you got me into trouble. It's not supposed to happen that way. I am in peril. I am in a beautiful dress and heels, and I am unarmed. This is bad. This is so bad, and I love it. I love everything about it. And I love getting to play this game with you all every week. It is one of the highlights of my week. One of the other highlights of my week, one of the other things that I am up to, is right here on the channel as well on Monday evenings at 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 p.m. Eastern for Strange Invasion: Assault on the Barrier Peaks. It is our fantasy meets weird science Dungeons and Dragons campaign that for which I am the Dungeon Master. We are off this week on Monday, but if you will follow me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y, you can you'll catch me tweeting about it there all the time because I love it so much. That's it for me, I think. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for being here. Bye.
And for me and Key, let's do some personal stuff. I'll go first.
Yeah.
You can find me over on Twitter at thatsaltyginger. I also run games for the Magpie Curated Play program, so if you want to play some Urban Shadows or Bluebeard's Bride, I think I have tickets up for both right now. And otherwise, you can find me on Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Pacific over on Roll For It playing some D&D. That's it for me.
Yeah, and I'm Kienna, Speed the Channel. Y'all can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. I am the GM for Against the Stars, our Burn Bright campaign here on Salty Games, which is Tuesday nights. Also hosted by Roll20 and all that stuff. It's a good game. We just got started. We just had our premiere episode this past week, so it's a great time to hop in and find us what we're doing there. We're going to go over channel stuff real quick before we sign off. First, a shout out to all of our sponsors. That includes Roll20, that includes Dice Envy, and that includes Grinding Coffee Co. They're all wonderful. They help keep the lights on here, and they do some great stuff and make some great products that we really actually enjoy here on the channel. Thank you to everyone who has donated or subbed or followed, all that good stuff. Again, helps to keep the lights on here and also to help pay our cast, because we believe in paying the people who spend their time and energy and love with us here on the channel. If you ever miss an episode or want to rewatch one, we've got a YouTube channel. I upload the VODs there when I have time to, usually before the next episode goes up, goes live. So follow us there, get all that good notification and stuff. And of course, follow us on Twitter, as you'll get notifications. And we go tweet when we go live, when we do a regular series, or when we do one-shots and or video games, or announce any other cool stuff. We actually have a cool project going on that we're recruiting for. We're casting for a new horror podcast that we're partnering with Off the Table for. Summer and Lauren are going to be the GMs for that, and I will be co-producing in the background and potentially playing. So please go and check out the application form, especially if you're a martial arts person. We're really interested in getting people involved in this cool, it-inspired 2 times horror thing. It's really awesome. I'm so hyped for it. Yeah. I think that's basically it for us. We'll be back live tomorrow for The Witcher. Monday would usually be Strange Invasion, but we're off this week. Back Tuesday for the next installment of Burn Bright Against the Stars. And of course, back again next Saturday for the next episode of this, where we find out if Ganymede's going to be okay. We'll see. But we're going to go raid some friends. Please stick around and chat. Spam that hype emote if you got it. Otherwise, just spam some hearts for love from us, Salty Game. And we'll see y'all around, friends. Bye.